All right, what's up, YouTube? Y'all already know who it is, man. I wasn't gonna even make a video today, but with this whole Julio Jones contract situation, and after watching Sports Live in the ATL video, I kind of felt compelled to make a video. Look, I'm a Falcon fan before I'm a fan of a player. You get what I'm saying? It's always nice to have good players on your team, players you believe are Hall of Fame players. But this logo comes before a player to me. But with that said, I understand that the NFL is a business and that these players are their own brand. So, understanding that, I understand the Falcon side to this situation, but I also understand Julio's side to this situation. And yes, people, I do need to get a trim up, but I got a lot going on these days. So, just bear with the beard and the mustache going in my mouth. But I understand both sides of the situation. The Falcons at this point, it's not that they can't afford to go back and rework Julio Jones' contract. That's not the issue. The issue is Julio has 3 years remaining on his contract after receiving 47 guaranteed in the first 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years of his contract of a $71 million contract. So to go back and give him more money, that looks bad as a business. I also get Julio Jones' standpoint. It's not that I outplayed my contract. It's that I have no reinsurance on the back end of my contract. See, even though that 10.5 million may look good to a lot of people, I only get that money if I'm on the field week one. So if I come to training camp and hurt myself in training camp and I'm put on injury reserve, I have no insurance that you're going to even keep me. I have no insurance that I'm going to even get a paycheck because week one I'm on the roster, but am I really on the roster if I'm on IR? I don't know the offsetting language in the contract. I don't know if Julio already has incentives. I don't know the true in and outs of Julio contract. But what I do know is the Falcons can roughly walk away from Julio Jones if they wanted to. And the dead money would be like 4.2 million this year. And I think it's like 2.4 next year. So as a player, if I'm watching a team that goes out and get a player like Calvin Ridley, which again, I was for the draft pick. I'm still am for the draft pick. And it makes a lot of sense with what the Falcons have going on now. But if I'm looking at that, my contract is up in 3 years. I'll be 32 years old. Yes, I did secure $47 million up front. Yes, I did know going into this contract that there was a possibility of bigger contracts coming behind mine because that's just the way the NFL works. And yes, I should have thought about down the future making sure that I was secured, but I didn't. I took I pretty much took a team-friendly deal, a team-friendly extension at the time that made me the second highest paid wide receiver behind Calvin Johnson. Now that the team has a little wiggle room, I think they should look out for me. And Julio is entitled to say that, not because of what he's done on the field, but at the end of the day, he is his own brand. He is his own business. See, some people don't understand that. Some people just feel like you sign the deal, you go to practice because you play out your contract. Those same people are not the ones complaining when these teams walk away from some of these players before their contracts is over with. And the NFL ownership has known to do that. They have known to do whatever it took to get from underneath a contract when they felt like a player was no longer worth it to the team. So now these players have to look out for the betterment of their future, the betterment of their kids' future, the betterment of their brand. I kind of equate this to the job market today, where you have a lot of older folks who are grateful to have a job. So they are loyal to a job. They will stay on the job 5, 6, 7 years. They might not never move up. They might not really get an increase in pay. But they're grateful to have a job. The job pays the bills. The job keeps food on the table. The job ensures that they have a place to stay at the end of the month. The job makes them feel secure because it's a constant paycheck coming in. But if you're in a state like Georgia, which is an at-will state, meaning you can go to work today and they could just fire you with no ramification, no explanation, then you kind of become like the younger generation who they hustle. I mean, you're getting paid off of social media now. You're getting paid off of YouTube. You're getting paid off of screams. You're looking for more than one income. You're looking to be your boss and not be an employee. And that's kind of how I equate this situation. Yeah, I feel like Julio Jones should come to camp. Is it better for him to come to camp? Honestly, it's a risk. But it's a risk that he's taking when he's working out with T.O. and working out on the side and not working out with the team. So he's running the risk of getting injured regardless. But I get it. I get both sides of the spectrum. Like, I get you can't let it look like a player is strong-arming you. So you can't come back 2 years, 3 years later into a deal and pay a player more money. Especially when you're trying to wrap up and sign younger players like Jake Matthews, Grady Jarrett, Vic Beasley, Deion Jones coming up in a couple of years, Keanu O'Neal. So when you're trying to handle all that and you have a player who's already pretty much eaten, trying to come back and get seconds, you can't give up. Like, you can't give in to that player. But at the same time, I understand that player. Look, I'm a brand, I'm a business, and we all know the lifespan of an NFL player is short. Not even that, but every time they step on the field, they run risks. See, it's easy to sit behind a computer and talk to a camera and say, oh, well, I'm not supporting this player. This player should come to camp. But at the same time, you're not taking into consideration the injuries that these players have to deal with that's long-term lasting. Not short-term lasting, but long-term lasting. And if you just look at Julio Jones' injury history and the way that he deals with nagging injuries every season almost, you have to understand he has to secure his future. You cannot take it personal. He owes you nothing. He owes the team nothing, just like the team owes him nothing. And that's the business side of things. In business, no one owes you anything, and you're only as good as what you can negotiate. Do Julio have the keys to make this kind of decision? Not really. He don't have the leverage. But I get him taking a risk. What I don't understand is fans dragging his name through the mud. Fans talking about they're not going to support him. Fans talking about trade him because the minute everything get worked out and he's producing on the field, fans is going to act like they love him again. At the end of the day, these players are businesses. We can't be checking players about making sure that their future is secured. And to turn around and say, well, these players knew what they were signing up for when they started playing football. Well, some people knew what they were signing up for when they chose the career path that they chose. And they go to work a lot of times and they be very unhappy. They be very unhappy. They be stressing. They not making enough. They not getting paid what they think they deserve to get paid. And guess what? You can't negotiate your pay because you're at the job's disposable. Like, they can dispose of you when they want to. You start asking for more money and they feel like they can get younger talent for cheaper, they'll let you go. And if you're not securing any kind of form of payment on the side, if you don't have more than one income, guess what? You're one job away from being homeless. You're one job away from being on the streets. It ain't no different in the NFL, man. It's no different in the NFL, man. Yeah, they get paid millions of dollars to do what a lot of us wish we can do. But that's why they get the big money, because it's a lot. It's 32 teams and 53 players on these 32 team rosters. That's not including the practice squad players. Meaning that the population for people who can do what these players do is not high. So they get paid big, enormous amounts of money. Should I be mad at that? No. Why would I be mad at somebody making millions if I'm not even mad at people who making $100,000 a year because they did what they had to do in school to secure their future? Why I be mad at people that's making millions if I can't be mad at people that's making $60,000 a year gaming because they have the talent or they have the charisma to pull it off. Look, man, I'm a Falcon fan at the end of the day. I support the Falcons. I support Julio. I'm all about the players. I'm all about the teams, and I get both sides. It's a business. I would never, you would never get me on camera taking a player and a team problems personal. Because it's a business at the end of the day. These players going to come and go, but the team is going to keep moving forward. And I'm going to continue to support the logo no matter who's on this team. But I understand where Julio coming from. Do he have leverage? No. I've been on record saying he don't have leverage. I've been on record saying that he should come to camp. Does this surprise me? No. Do I understand it? Yes. Am I mad? No. Will I continue to support him? Yes. Do I still think that he's one of the best wide receivers in the league? Yes. Am I happy that he's still a Falcon? Yes. If he goes to another team, am I going to dislike him? No. It's a business. It's a business. It's not personal. It's a business. And at the end of the day, these young black men, these young white men have to secure their future. They have to make sure that they good at the football. Because when they walk away from this game, from what we've seen from the NFL, they don't care about what you go through after. There's a lot of players who put in work way back in the days that still wait for the NFL to help them out from injuries that they sustained during their NFL career. So I can never be mad at a player for trying to make sure that he's trying to squeeze out as much as he can. Because again, when these owners get ready to walk away from these players, I don't hear y'all making these type of videos. I don't hear y'all on Twitter ranting like that. I don't hear y'all upset. So it is what it is, man. It's a 12-minute video, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. Julio holding out, that's his right to do so. Does it help him? Only time will tell. He's not going to get a new contract, at least not this year. He's going to lose money. But if he feel like losing his money is worth the risk, then who am I to tell him to come to camp? Who am I to tell him to play if he feel like he has no security blanket? I'm not the guy to do so, and I'm not the guy to get mad behind it. It is what it is. Before anything, it's a business. With that said, I'm out.